What is a creepy fact about the human body? Story 1. The inside of your cheek and your rectum are lined by the same type of tissue. Go ahead, feel it. Cheeks first, preferably. Story 2. If you wear a glass which vertically inverts your vision long enough, your brain will correct it and you'll see things normal. But when you take those glasses off, everything will look upside down again until your brain recalibrates again. Story 3. Bodies will move as they're coming out of rigor. I've been bumped by a few. I'm a coroner. Bodies can also make sounds as the remaining air/gas leaves. 2 a.m. in the morgue and I thought I was in COD Zombies. Story 4. If you hit your chest at a very specific time in the electrical cycle, your heart will stop. Story 5. Our brain filters out a lot of what we see, along with straight up making crap up based on extrapolation. Story 6. The front of your tongue is curious, constantly patrolling, and autonomous. It chases the dentist around your mouth and you aren't even aware of it. So embarrassing and weird. Story 7. Heard a story from this guy who got an axe or something to his head. Destroyed most of his brain, except the part that processes routines. He got up from his bed beside his dead wife, got dressed, started brushing his teeth, what was left of them, casually checked the mirror and wiped his skin of some blood with tissue. Walked around the house and collected newspaper from the doorstep. Eventually, he collapsed. He was just like a zombie, unaware of anything but for his routine. Really freaky. Story 8. The intestines are covered by a double fleece of peritoneum. See it like a blanket. When your intestines get damaged for whatever reason, this blanket starts moving out of itself and crawling upwards towards the place which has the injury. It will stay there until the injury is recovered, and then move on again. Maybe not the creepiest fact, but definitely interesting in my opinion. Story 9. When you get laser tattoo removal, the ink doesn't disappear, you pee it out. Your body's immune system breaks down the pigments of ink and it flows in your bloodstream, gets processed through your kidneys, then you pee out the ink. Story 10. Sometimes there are just random extra muscles. You can go your entire life without even knowing it. I've worked as a mortician and the MES would tell me about some cases like this. Also, just random tumors even when the individual had never been diagnosed. Story 11. The liver can grow parts of itself back. Also, if you get a splinter or foreign object stuck in your skin, you can hold a flashlight against your skin and shine the light through your flesh, and the foreign object will be a dark spot. Light actually passes through our flesh quite well. Also, if you shine a bright enough light into your mouth, you can see the light in your own eyes. Edit. I'm really glad that so many people have gotten out their flashlight and had some fun with them. Never stop exploring and being curious and trying to discover new things. The world is amazing and has so much crazy stuff to uncover. Y'all keep having fun now, and thank you everyone for all the wonderful replies and absolutely making my day. Story 12. The fact that placebo effect even exists suggests that the brain does have some capacity to force the body to resolve diseases, and this has never been fully explained. Scientists are still exploring how this ability works and if it can be developed further. Story 13. You can become allergic to yourself. Story 14. We ate our own hair while inside the womb. Quote unquote. Babies eat the lanugo, called as the fetus's hair, that they shed while inside the womb, and it builds up within them to form the substance that makes up their first poop, known as meconium. Story 15. Your intestines know what shape they're supposed to be in, and they can move themselves, which means that gut surgeons can just stuff them back into you when they're done, and they'll just sort themselves out. Story 16. The pancreas is able to secrete enzymes that digest food in a very effective manner. That also means that if said pancreatic enzymes happen to spill out into a place in your body where they're not supposed to be, e.g. from some form of direct trauma to the bile ducts, they'll digest your insides. Story 17. 3 to 4 inches of the schlong is inside the body. When you're thrusting, you're also thrusting yourself. Story 18. In really bad cases of endometriosis, uterine tissue, the lining of the uterus, i.e., the blood and stuff shed during a period, can grow throughout the entire body: colon, bladder, chest, even the head/brain in rare cases. It's incredibly painful since it still tries to shed like a normal period, but has nowhere to go. It can only be confirmed via surgery since it doesn't show up on most ultrasound/MRI scan. Story 19. The brain will always/usually try to ensure its survival. If knocking you out does so, then you will faint for the safety of the brain. Story 20. The pain you feel from a sunburn is your skin cells effectively killing themselves before they mutate into cancer. Story 21. Human beings are a cesspool of bacteria, and when you die, your body eats itself from the inside out. Story 23. It is believed that mitochondria were once separate living beings that were engulfed by another cell, but didn't die. Instead, they provided benefits to the engulfing cell. They are separate beings. Today, the human DNA has over 3 billion base pairs, while mitochondria only has about 16,000. You're a composite creature made out of at least 2 different species. Story 24. You can grow tumors with hair, teeth, and eyes, but no heart or brain. Story 25. Your brain makes crap up constantly, like your vision. You have blind spots throughout your vision that your brain just fills in with things through repetition and familiar spaces and things, etc., that it's predicting is normal. Your brain, on a very frequent basis, is just winging it when it comes to what you're actually seeing. Story 26. There is an urban myth that your fingernail continue to grow after death, which is supposed to explain why dead bodies often appear to have long nails. The truth is that the soft tissues in the fingers and hands tend to contract as they lose moisture, leading to the appearance of growing nails. Story 27. Human skin is overlaid with a pattern called Blaschko's line, stripes covering the body from head to toe. The stripes run up and down your arms and legs and hug your torso. They wrap around the back of your head like a hood and across your face. You just can't see them. Story 28. Allegedly, your immune system has no clue your eyes exist. Effective tomorrow, if your immune system found out about your eyes, it would treat them as an external threat. Therefore, try and neutralize your eyeballs, leaving you blind. Story 29. Food that was consumed can sometimes take up to 5 days to fully pass through your intestines into your colon. So, when people say that you're full of crap, they aren't lying. Story 30. There are countless ways it can just go wrong, just out of freaking nowhere. Completely unexpectedly, something can become freaked up in a way which is anything from life-alteringly debilitating to lethal. Story 31. Phantom pain. When someone has their limb cut off, sometimes they can feel pain in a non-existing limb. That's because sensory nerves that relay information to the brain, although cut short, are still active. So sensations from that limb are still felt if those nerves got provoked. Story 32. Saponification. The same process that happens when making soap can happen after death and make you look like you're made of soap or wax. There's chemical changes that turn body fat into adipocere, which is a waxy substance. It preserves the body, and you'll forever be a soap person. Story 33. A dead body will often move as it's being cremated. Muscles contract as they cook, after all. Sometimes this means a body will sit up in the crematory machine. Story 34. Incident number 1. I had a bad enough broken bone when I was 9 that it almost killed me. Apparently, the marrow that makes your blood can't exist in your bloodstream. Incident number 2. My orthopedic surgeon and my neurologist still don't have a good explanation as to how I have full range of motion in my legs, i.e. the ability to walk/run even. I've never seen a super smart guy like my neurologist just go, "I don't really know," after I had broken my back and had nerve damage and partial paralysis in both legs. My neurologist says that sometimes cerebrospinal fluid can act as a bridge for major nerve damage, so maybe that. Otherwise, he wrote some published stuff about it that was more question and answer. All I know is that when I get x-rays done or switch doctors, the response is, "How did you walk in here?" It visibly unsettles them, like I'm playing a prank and my wheelchair is hidden somewhere. I don't really care if I'm being honest. It hurts a lot sometimes and people get really weird sometimes when I remind them that I can't do some things. But I can walk, so it doesn't matter much to me. Long story short, sometimes your body can do some weird and creepy stuff that even the professionals don't know what to think. What are some creepy facts about the human body you know? Tell us in the comments. Thanks for watching folks, and see you in the next one.